morning, everyone, and auspicious greeting. Welcome to another Communities of Practice Sunday check-in session, a half hour of Dharma, reflection, and community connections. My name is Amy, your host for today. If you are new, please accept our wholeheartedly welcome. If you have any questions about our practices and topics, we're all here to help. And if you are a regular, welcome back. It is customary in Australia to begin any meetings by acknowledging the traditional owners of our land. So in the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we walk, study, and reside, the Wudi people of the Dharawal Nation, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I also pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are. The check-in session have been developed by our Communities of Practice team and the entire community. These sessions aim to develop a reflective practice in response to changes. Guided by humanistic Buddhism, we would like to cultivate our practices and build memorable friendships. For the months of February and March, we will be commemorating the legacy of the late Venerable Master Hsing Yun with memories and stories of his life and teachings. Last week, Lai Ping Lim shared the inspiration she has gained from Venerable Master's teaching on befriending illness. This week, we are delighted to invite our good friend Ina Denton to share her personal journey and discovery of Venerable Master. Ina is a certified lay Dharma lecturer and vice chairperson on the International Outreach Committee of Buddha's Light International Association, and also a member of Guan Yin Buddhist Temple in Orlando, Florida, USA. Please welcome Ina Denton.
Thank you, Amy, so much, and welcome everyone. And I see I'm even unmuted. I didn't make a mistake. Let's take a couple moments, a meditation moment where we can center ourselves by closing our eyes and taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And in and out. And sit for a bit. And open our eyes. And now I would like to share with you a personal experience with the Venerable Master. It's always great to spend time with you in the evening or morning or whatever time it is. I have decided I want to go back to flat Earth where we can all be on the same time zone. I was thinking that as we celebrate the Venerable Master, I was thinking back to my discovery of him and my finding a spiritual home in a culture, a race, and a religion beyond the borders of my country, my heritage, and my experience. The closest anything I had in Asia in my life were a series of Toyotas, Chicago's Chinatown, Indian Filipino friends at County Hospital, and when attending the Chicago Old Town Art Festival, which is the next slide, and visiting the grounds of a Japanese temple, next slide please, which was in my neighborhood. We would go there to purchase yummy teriyaki and some brush paintings and some pottery and listen to the drums. I've always loved the Japanese drums, and viewing cultural exhibits. Peeking into the main shrine, it was all just 4 blocks of our house, but it was another world. We moved to Florida in 1994 and began our Fo Guangshan journey in 2008. My husband saw a sign outside our Chinese-looking building, and it said meditation class every Wednesday, 8 p.m. He felt he needed a reboot for his meditation practice, so we ventured in, and with some trepidation, asked about protocol, was told by a delightful young grad student at the front desk, just be at home and keep your shoes on. And home it became. We began by attending Venerable Chuyen's meditation class. We tried her calligraphy class too difficult for this left-hander. We read and attended classes. We made friends who chauffeured us through lines and ceremonies. Venerable Chifan always had time to answer our questions and share her life, her humor. She treated us like we belonged. She introduced us to the Venerable Master through books and stories. A year later, we were encouraged by Howard Ye to go to Silai Temple to take refuge, as it would probably be the last visit of the Venerable Master to North America. Fletcher was enthusiastic. I was not. No organized religion for me. Nope, not going to do it. I had known hypocrisy in faith communities and wanted no part of it. But my mind's eye still sees where Fletcher and I were sitting with Venerable Chifan in the Water Drop Tea House. I recall her warmth and acceptance. She did not pressure me, nor think I was less than, by refusing to add my name to the refuge list. That caused in me some prayerful thought. Maybe we call it a meditation moment. And so we journeyed to this place together and took refuge in the 5 precepts. That is where the love for this special man began. As the Venerable Master walked by where I was standing, his tall stature, stately grace, and ease gave me calm. I knew I was where I was meant to be. What I hear in his voice, what I remember clearly, is his clarity. Precepts are not simple don'ts, lie, steal, kill, etc. They are do's. Do be benevolent, trustworthy, honest, respectful, always mindful. One thing I recall, he mentioned that even taking a pencil not freely offered is, in a sense, stealing. And maybe that's because sometimes I find myself coming home with a ballpoint pen of unknown origin or ownership. Fast forward, Fletcher and I read, and we taught. We appreciated the Venerable Master's urging to use Buddhist thought in all things, not just a Sunday service, not just in a Sangha, but in the world. Be part of the world. Bring the Dharma into the world. Get on the path. He encouraged us all to enter the life trek at any point. Make your way over, under, around the boulders and ditches of our worldly world, known as suffering. On our journey, we encountered Avalokitesvara, aka Guan Yin. He seemed like a deity in this non-theistic faith. People seemed to ask her for a lot of stuff. And I wondered, how does this work? I understood the metaphor of many arms, but still, back to the sutras and to the books. And I found the answer that made sense, of course, in the writings and wisdom of the Venerable Master. I believe this is in one of his pamphlets. He relates that someone asked, is Guan Yin real? If so, where is she? Where do you find her? Concrete questions looking for a concrete answer. which the Venerable Master gave in his way. He said, and I paraphrase here because I can't remember where I read it. He said, whenever you hear the voice of someone in need and you reach out to help them, Guan Yin resides in your heart. And this brings me to how I believe the Venerable Master explains humanistic Buddhism. It isn't staying in a safe place away from the fears and ugliness of the world. It isn't remaining safe behind temple walls. It isn't seeing people of other races, cultures, or behaviors as scary, inferior, or not worthy of our loving care. Instead, he implores us to go beyond our comfort zone, be diligent in our Dharma practice, reaching out, serving, risking, and reaping the reward of a bit more bodhicitta every day. Explore the world, fearlessly travel like Purna, care for the needy, well, the nerdy too, the needy and the nerdy, of which I am one. Embrace the old, nurture the young. Let the Dharma waters flow like a stream so that all will be cleansed and nourished. Have no borders to compassion or action. Be creative, be brave, do the uncomfortable and seemingly impossible. Find a way, just get on the path. And here are my ending thoughts. I worry that we might get stuck where he left off, not thinking as he would. What is the next challenge? My bet is that he doesn't want a memorial, he wants a legacy, to be his legacy. He doesn't want us to speak of him in past tense. He wants us to take his vision, enact it, improve upon it, tie every thought, word, and deed to the Dharma, not to recite them in a safe place, but to actualize them without borders in mind and in word. I've heard many at Foguan Shan say, we await his return, but you know what? I really don't, because to me, he has not gone. He is in my heart and he is in my head, my memory. Therefore, we must assure that he lives on through us. We must be, as he said, global citizens, bringing loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity to our neighbors, our city council, our schools, homeless shelters, and to the people who come seeking a spiritual home. He showed us how to do this. We must not just hear his words, but act on them. Take time to sit, to hold a hand, to listen deeply, touching with word, touching with eyes, touching with body, giving a hug, making a cup of fragrant tea. The Venerable Master will live through us if we, in our hearts and brave actions and sincere intention, can say, I am Buddha. I am Guan Yin. I am Hsing Yun. So I have some questions for sharing. How are you a Buddha? What is your wisdom, your deep understanding that guides your thoughts? Also, share an instance when you have been a Guan Yin, hearing suffering, reaching out to give another comfort. And when have you acted on the Venerable Master's words, being a global citizen?
Thank you, Ina, for sharing your journey and discovery of the Venerable Master and his teachings. And yes, we all can be global citizens. Now we will be placed in groups of 3 to 4 to share and discuss these questions. In the discussion, we recommend you spend some time getting to know each other and then discussing our questions. Welcome back. We invite you to share your thoughts on your group's discussion or reflections on Ina's questions. Your sharing is appreciated as our lovely poster team put these quotes and wisdom into a beautiful designed poster.
Okay, and Liam said the world is one family. We're all in this together. Becoming a Buddha is compassionate action led by that wisdom. Yes, it's like it's hard to think of us as separate when we think of ourselves as a Buddha, that's for sure. Ken says we help whatever we could as long as we did it sincerely with a compassionate heart. The outcome without expectation and anything happening next is due to our own causes and conditions.
We really hope this check-in session was helpful to you, and we hope you experience the unconditional love and compassion of this community. But for anyone who might be experiencing a greater need than what today could meet, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. And you can also reach out to the professional organizations on the screen. Next week, we invited Dr. Elizabeth McDougall to facilitate a guided meditation session. Be sure not to miss it. Our commemorative session continue over February and March with the generous friends listed here taking the stage. As we checked out today, let's recite the dedication of merit together to send love and compassion to whoever is in need.
Let us now dedicate the goodness of what you have done to all living beings. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pure Land, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our gratitude and humility give rise to great vows.
Thank you, Aina, for your time and generous sharing with us today. Thank you, Joe, for being our IT master behind the scenes. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Now we will have our usual plenary session. So please stay around if you have time. Otherwise, see you all next Sunday at 11 a.m.